Good morning, beautiful human. Princess India here. Welcome to Woke Culture Daily. This is a new series that I'm starting, and it's going to be a daily reading that's looking at the energies for this 24-hour period. And because it's new, I need you guys' opinion on if you like it and if you want me to keep it up. So most certainly let me know in the comments if you guys want me to keep this up. So it's going to be pretty quick. We're going to go through it as air signs are always going to be first. Then we're going to have our water signs, then our fire signs, and then lastly our earth signs. If I'm able to timestamp it, I'm awesome. But if anyone who loves me would like to go ahead and timestamp this, I wouldn't be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, this is going to be a really quick reading. So in this vicinity here, grab your coffee, because I got mine. In this vicinity here, you guys should see me shuffling the cards. I'm starting with an overall energy for each sign, and then we're going into a card for each individual sign. So air signs, then we're going Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and we're going to do the same thing for each element afterwards. So let's go ahead and take a sip and get started, my friend. Okay, air signs, the overall energy that you guys have is, these are my funny cards, by the way. It's early. I need to laugh or something. Anyway, it's the Bernie Disciple. And it's funny that you guys get this overall energy because this is actually something that I've been thinking about since I woke up this morning. When I was brushing my teeth, the first thing that came to me was, and I had no idea what it was about, but I'm seeing it's for you guys, which is interesting. So I believe everything's interconnected. So I really do believe that air signs are going to kind of trailblaze the way of energies I'm going to pick up in the other elements. But the thing that came to my mind was, what are you really fighting for, right? And the first thing that popped in my mind is, and it's interesting, this is at a little protest here, but the thing that came to my mind was projection. And how a lot of times in life, when we're fighting really hard for something, right? And it's not just speaking of protests now, but I mean, anything that you're rallying behind, more often than not, I find that when we are extremely passionate about something, and why self-reflection is so important, we can be very, very passionate about something and moved by something and, just be unnerved. When we ask ourselves, what is it that we're fighting for? When we're talking about projection in reference to this, you really want to think about if there's anything that you guys are fervently passionate about or something that just gets under your skin, just to question yourself a little deeper. If you're campaigning for something or rallying behind something, just humor yourself a little and ask yourself today if there's any way, shape, form, fashion, however, that you're fighting very, very hard for this cause or whatever it is you guys are, putting all of your energy into. If any of that could be because you're fighting for this person or this group, or you're supporting this person or this group in a way that someone never fought for you, or if you're showing up for other people in a way that no one else ever showed up for you, if that's what the true motivation is behind whatever it is that you guys are fighting for at present. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now with Geminis, you guys' card for today is the 7 of Cups. So that lets me know that there's more or less, the first thing that came in my mind, I just have to say it because it came here. Powers that be, Gemini. I don't know what that has to do with anything. But the first thing that came to my mind was powers that be. And the elements that I'm feeling with this is, and if I were to make this very mundane, Gemini, this would more or less be you guys maybe being a spokesperson for a department or, I don't know, a committee that you're on or something. But I get this element of puppet strings. You know what I mean? It's almost as if you are a representative of something bigger than yourself. That's why I say it could be spokesperson, it could be department head, it could be the head of a committee. But I feel that where Gemini is on today, Monday, is you guys are coming into the week where it's considering a lot of options, not just for yourself, but a bunch of other people, and being almost like a catalyst of making sure that everyone's needs are met, right? Or speaking on behalf of this group of people, or feeling a false sense of responsibility as if that's what you're supposed to be doing, right? And I feel what's happening in the midst of all of this is that Gemini is more or less forgetting themselves in the process. So you guys' advice for today is to clear everything out, all of the clutter, whatever it is that you guys are dealing with on today, is to get back to yourself. Like, what is important to you, right? Because there's a lot of other things that are going on in your head, but the most important thing is remembering what's best for you, what's your heart's desire, what makes you happy, and to go towards that even if it's, you know, kind of up in the air and you don't know how it's going to pan out. It's important to listen to yourself today. Now, with my Libra people, we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So the biggest issue with you guys today is similar to how it is with Gemini. It's more or less Libras are going to be pulled in a myriad of different directions today. And it may be kind of hiccups and things that are coming up. For you all, when I look at the overall energy, this very well could be your boss that's kind of scattering you guys around. If it's not that, it could literally be like your inner parent, if you will. It's a sense of false responsibility, but there's a lack of organization. And that's really what Libra needs to focus on today. I feel that you guys could end up, and I'm just being honest here, you guys could end up losing your shiznit today because it's being pulled in too many different directions. And the reason why you guys don't really know how to move forward is similar to Gemini. It's feeling like you need to take care of all of these other things and other people, or put out other fires. But I feel the message with this is, and something that can help you guys going throughout the week, the reason why it feels like you're not really moving forward, and why every time you're trying to focus on yourself and something else happens, or you're always putting out fires, is because there's things that you're overlooking that need to kind of be taken care of ahead of time, or things that you could have taken care of before. And they kind of end up all, and especially with this being Mercury retrograde, y'all, you got to be conscious of that. The reason why a lot of things break and go haywire during Mercury retrograde is because it's giving you an opportunity to say that these are things that needed to be taken care of before. And the reason why they're coming up now is because, you know, the whole energy is going backwards. So hypothetically, really quick, if you think about like your car, someone like me, where if, you know, your car just breaks down, 9 times out of 10, it's a problem that's been there and your check engine light has been on forever, but you kept putting it off and saying you were going to deal with it. Now, one day you're running late for work, you go to start your car and your car doesn't start. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of things. So what this is saying for Libra is that today you need to focus on starting this week different than you have every other week before. Setting out a to-do list, looking at all of the things that you have to do, so you can set certain things in stone so people don't pull you all over the place. So it's almost, with this being the 29th of June, it's more or less giving you guys a heads up of how you would want to go into July. Pre-planning, you know, having things done ahead of time so hiccups don't come up. Now, with my Aquarius people, you guys have the Emperor in reverse. This can go 2 different ways. Either Aquarius people are bosses, right? Or you guys are having issues with a boss specifically. Those of you who are bosses, I feel like you guys may be fairly new to your position. And I feel a sense of an insecurity. So it's almost putting up a false bravado in a sense, because you want people to take you seriously, but that's coming from a place of insecurity. If you feel secure within yourself, Aquarius, and you exude respect, people by default will respect you. So that's something that's important. Others of you, the thing I see that's important here is you guys are more or less putting too much energy into someone else's cause. So say if you guys have a boss, it's more or less allowing, or I mean a mentor, whatever, father figure, it could be anything along those lines, someone who's in a position of authority. It's more or less allowing their cause or their vision or initiative, however that fits into your life, to be more important than your own. And it's almost being swallowed up by what this person has going on. So things are not so much about you, there's starting to be too much about this person. And there's nothing wrong with that, because like I say, I think it's really, really great to be to have a mentor and things of the sort. But the thing that's important here is that if you're rallying too much behind someone else's cause or putting too much time, energy, and effort into their cause without figuring out your own, you end up getting swallowed into it. And thinking about, this whole Bernie disciple thing, if we were to think about this in literal terms of Bernie Sanders, literally, it's like if you were, campaigning for him and, hoping that he gets elected and then he drops out of the race, it's like, what are you going to do then? You know what I mean? So for all three air signs, what I feel is that there's a shift that's happening, and all of this is letting you guys know to remember what's important to you. Because if you lose what's important to you in the process, then God forbid, if your company shuts down, your boss quits, or, the organization goes defunct that you're working for, whatever the case may be, you need to know what it is that you're standing for outside of the person or the company that you're working for or following, if that's making sense. It's what's the most important thing to you is what we're going to take away from today. So have a great day, my wonderful air sign. Hello, water signs. Good morning. So you guys, overall energy, these cards are funny. The tenderists. And what we're talking about with the overall energy for you guys for this Monday is more or less taking your power back. So the biggest issue and challenge is being in a position to where you're leaving your fate or destiny or future in the hands of someone outside of yourself. And it's all about taking personal responsibility. Now, starting with my Cancers, you guys have the Fool in the reverse today. So what this is telling me, Cancer, is that you guys are afraid to take a leap of faith, right? What could potentially happen looking at the overall energy is you guys kind of not making a move and allowing someone else to make a move for you because it's too afraid to kind of take that responsibility of doing it on your own. What I would challenge you to do is to have faith in yourself and to have faith in the future, because the only thing that's holding you guys back at present is fear. Now, for my Pisces people, we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. And this is letting me know there's a level of imbalance here. I still feel the same thing similar to Cancer, where there's a reluctance, but I do feel like you guys are trying to compensate for what's missing in your life. If we were to say specifically, watch your money today, because if you're feeling some type of way today, there's a chance that you guys could end up spending money that you really don't need to be spending. You know what I mean? And this is more or less saying similar to, I believe that was Libra's energy. From earlier, it's more or less needing to pull the reins back. There's something going on underneath all of this, like your day-to-day life kind of stuff, where there's energy being siphoned out from you, but it's all rooted in you needing to take control of the situation. There's some level of someone else being an influence, or you not wanting to take that control, but there's a need to do so, specifically in the area of you guys' finances. Because it feels like a money drain to me. Yeah, it feels like a money drain to me. But if I were to say just specifically for a 24-hour period, this just feels to me that you guys may encounter something today where you feel some type of way, and the way that you would handle it is by spending too much money on something, like going on an unnecessary shopping spree or something of the sort to try to make yourself feel better. But still, the biggest lesson in today is needing to take your power back, because it's with Cancer and Pisces, it's a level of feeling disempowered. With Cancer, it's a fear to move forward. With Pisces, it's overcompensating in some area. And with Scorpio, we have the Three of Pentacles. So what it's looking like for you guys is more or less taking your power back. Like, I see you guys being in a position of being empowered. It's making plans for the future, and it's working with other people. So it's more or less like a balance. It's you being fixated on what it is that you want to get done. It's you guys being able to make the determination of what people can help you get things done and working collaboratively with them. So it's almost like that middle road in between the two. And not to pick favorites or anything, but just looking at these two things, this is so weird. It feels like kids. like I'm pinning kids against each other. But Cancer and Pisces both could take a page out of Scorpio's book for today, because it's more or less Scorpio finding that middle road in between these two extremes. It's not being afraid of the future because it's knowing what it is that I want to get accomplished. Like Scorpio knows their end goal, thus being able to qualify what people can help them get that done. And I feel those are two things that are lacking for Cancer and for Pisces. It's more or less a need to know what it is that you're trying to get done for Pisces, and only doing that which is in service to it and not leaving it to the hands of anyone else. And for Cancer, it's not fearing the future. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have for you guys for today. Enjoy your day, water signs. Hello, fire signs. You guys' card for today is Quarter Life Crisis. Gotta love those. And starting with my Leos, you guys have the Three of Swords in reverse. That lets me know that for today, my wonderful Leo people, there's a potential of you guys getting triggered. I feel the reason why you guys are going to get triggered is because there's a level of unhappiness. And I notice with all of you guys, it's all very mental energy. It's more or less a disappointment or a wound or a truth that lies underneath this trigger. I don't believe this is the first time that this has been triggered for you all, but I feel that it's very much related to this. It's, I don't want to give scenarios too much, but it's kind of like the first thing that comes to my mind is think about a boss calling you into their office, and the first thing that pops in your mind is like, oh, I'm in trouble. They're going to blame me for something that I didn't do type of deal. The key for today is getting to the root of what that is. It's that fortune telling thinking, that assumption of why it is that your hairpin trigger. Whenever someone says, I need to talk to you, why do you instantaneously go to something negative? Because that is a form of a trigger. But what lies underneath that is what's most important for you guys today. And I feel that there is a truth, maybe something that didn't work out for you guys in the past, or something that you really truly want, or false core belief about yourself, where it feels like poking the bear, man. That's what it really feels like for you guys. But the whole point of today and for this week, because this is setting the tone for you guys' week, is really to look deeper at what your triggers are pointing to, which is very much still within the theme of June. Now, for my Aries people, you guys have the Seven of Swords. What you skip will trip you up later, Aries. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is that you guys know you need to take care of today, whatever it is that you're avoiding, whatever uncomfortable thing that is, today is the day for you to finally say that you're going to face it. No more procrastination, because the only thing that that's going to do is cause problems for you later on, especially if it has something to do with you guys thinking about a new job or really going in the direction of what is going to fulfill your heart's desires. Because the more that you guys ignore this, the more that you fall into Leo's energy, where it's going to start popping up everywhere. Now, for my Sagittarius people, you guys have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. For you guys, this feels a lot like self-doubt for me, Sagittarius. It's you guys know what you want to do. You know what you desire. You know what you would rather be doing, but it's not really acting on that or sharing that with the right people. And I don't know why LinkedIn is popping in my mind right now. What that's saying to me is more or less, Sag, that there are people in you guys' vicinity, like people that you may know or people that you could network with, that will get you out of the situation that you're in and help you get into the direction that you want to go, like job-wise or even with passion projects. But it's not reaching out to those people for, it feels really like a self-doubt type of thing to me, or thinking that you can't do it. But I feel all of you guys, all fire signs, are more or less being backed into a corner, if you will, to force you guys to act on something, right? And this is something that's very near and dear to your heart, because I feel with all of you, where you are isn't really where it is that you want to be. You know, it's not where you want to be, and you guys want to be somewhere else. But there's all a sense of avoiding this truth, or being too afraid to face this truth, or being oblivious to this truth. So the key for today, fire signs, is be honest with yourself. I'm just saying. Have a great day. Hello, Earth signs. Good morning. You guys have two cards that fell out. The first is the Etsy Queen. The second is the Barista. So this says to me that the main focus of today, and quite possibly this week for Earth signs, is going to be passion projects, potentially starting businesses, side hustles, work, things of the sort. And there's an element of making sure that you don't befall into the shadow aspects of these energies. With the Etsy Queen, we're really talking about remembering why it is that you're doing what you're doing, and not to get too caught up in world domination business aspects of things. It's like remembering what inspired you to do it in the first place. The other side of this is holding yourself back, because it's almost putting yourself in a prison, because you're fearing selling out or selling yourself short because you don't want to conform or be seen in that sell out kind of way with others. Now, when we start with Capricorn, you guys have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. This says to me, Capricorn, to trust in your ability, because I feel with Capricorns on today, it's more or less feeling as if you don't have what it takes to get something done. And the most important thing to take away for today is to believe in yourself, to know that you've put in the time, effort, and energy into whatever it is that you guys are doing, and to believe in your ability, because it's a fear of feeling not qualified or enough that's holding you guys back. Now, with my Taurus people, we have the Knight of Cups. There's a potential on today that you guys can receive an offer, like a job offer, or an idea just may hit you to start going in the direction of what your passion really is. And the thing that's most important is also to trust and believe in yourself, and to go at it full gusto. And Taurus is kind of standing out the same way that Scorpio did for the water signs. So I say, like, not to pin you guys against each other, but Virgo as well as Capricorn can kind of take a note out of Taurus's book, because the key is to follow what your heart is leading you to do, because that's what kind of paves the way for you. Now with Virgo, you guys have your own card, which is the Hermit in the reverse. So what we're talking about here with my Virgo people is, if you guys are feeling kind of discombobulated or lost, or if you were, looking for jobs, working on, some type of passion project, and you're just kind of lost in the sauce, like not really knowing what you're doing anymore or why you're even doing it, it's important to go back to your emotions, like your heart. Why did you set out doing this? Or if you don't know what it is that you want to do moving forward, it's checking in with your heart desire, like your heart space. What's important for you? What do you feel that you're here for? What do you want to be known for? What are you really good at? What do you enjoy doing in your spare time? That's more or less what Virgo is going to be reflecting on today, but that's also you guys' way out of whatever challenge you guys are facing today. So it's most important for earth signs to follow your heart. So that's what I have for you guys. Most definitely let me know what you think in the comments if you guys want me to keep this up, you know what I'm saying? But I love you guys' faces. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.